What's up, guys? This is Shoveler12, and today we are back for another episode of Funcraft Let's Play. This is the fourth episode in the series. I am super excited to be bringing you guys this episode. Last time I was actually so excited that I started recording for this episode before I even uploaded the previous one. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you really do, please leave a like, feel free to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll know when I upload new videos, and feel free to leave a comment on how I can improve. So without further ado, let's jump on into it. So what I want to be working on today is, you can see we've got the wood farm here, the oak farm that we were working on last time. As far as I can tell, it's still running perfectly well. We're getting tons of wood here, and this is actually what we're going to be messing with today. So today we are going to be working on a diamond farm. Yes, that's right, a diamond farm. Now, I know that for some of you folks that may be coming over from vanilla, that's going to sound very strange. It might sound kind of sacrilegious that you can farm diamonds, but you can. In modded Minecraft, you are 100% able to farm diamonds, and let me explain how. So as you guys are familiar with, we have the whole combustion engine thing set up. We're basically going to be using that. So if we look at diamond, we can pull that up in this plenty of items mod, and we can look at the diamond, and if we scroll over here, we can see that under combustion, it is possible to make this thing. So if you combust something called a hardened coal block, you will get 1 diamond. Sounds easy enough. The way we get a hardened coal block is with one piece of coal and 8 blocks of coal, which is essentially 82 pieces of coal. And then the way that you get coal renewably is you can farm it from something like a wither skeleton, but you can also get it from charcoal, which is why we built the wood farm. So really the whole purpose of this wood farm is to produce just an insane amount of logs. Some of this we will be saving for just general purpose building, because it never hurts to have wood around, but we're talking like a couple double chests and then we'll just leave those alone. The rest of this is going to be going directly into our super smelter, which we're actually going to move over here, and all of that charcoal is going to get combusted down into regular coal, and all of that coal is going to get combined into some of it we're going to save just for the recipe, some of it's going to be coal blocks, and it's all going to get combusted into diamonds, and then we're going to have an awesome diamond farm. So now that we've done kind of an intro, I'm going to go off and start collecting all the resources. I've actually got most of it, so the next time you see me, we will be staring at the sad empty location of our super smelter, and we'll be over here to start constructing it. Alrighty, and we are back. This is the cobblestone generator. You guys, I'm sure, are very tired of seeing at this point. This is the lava generator that we've done before. We just pulled all the resources from over there. One quick note I wanted to make about this. This is a change that I made, but I didn't really highlight. You want to make sure that on the collector that will normally be picking up your blaze powder, you have this servo that's whitelisting redstone out of it. And the reason for that is in Sky Resources 2, if you combine blaze powder and gunpowder in a combustion chamber and blow it up, you will get redstone, which is great because it gives you a renewable source of redstone. However, if this is full of blaze powder and then this chamber has excess blaze powder and then you put gunpowder in it, that will form redstone in here, and eventually this will fill up with the redstone because it has nowhere to go. And once that happens, this thing can't get any more blaze powder blocks, and this whole system will eventually drain out of lava, and then those things will stop combusting. It'll basically break your whole system, and you have to kickstart it again manually. So you just make sure that you have something pulling the redstone out of this. It can go into a chest, you can go directly into lava, into bulk storage, whatever you want to do with it is fine. You just got to make sure it is not in this collector. So anyway, moving on. So here we've got kind of most of the super smelter set up. I did change the orientation a little bit. I'm kind of fiddling around with some maybe some layouts of these item ducts that might make a little bit more sense. But essentially we're going to be pulling that chest right there full of wood and spinning it just all the way throughout all of these furnaces. And then we'll probably over there, I'm not exactly sure where it'll make the most sense, we're going to build the crafting and combustion system to actually turn this stuff into diamonds. So I'm going to go away, I'm going to get all the servos put in here, I'm going to maybe fill in some buffer chests and give this guy a dry run, and I will see you guys back when I'm finished with that. So I went ahead and took some time and I finished up the super smelter here. Got all the servos in place, got all the item ducts in place. I'm sure that I've made a bajillion errors, but this should be up and running. We're starting to get the wood coming through and the charcoal coming out. I do have this buffer chest in here just to control the flow. Not necessary, but I always like to have that. So we've got a signalum servo on the output that allows us to fiddle with that, try different, maybe like a round robin or something like that. I think nearest first configuration is good for us for the moment. But let's take a look at the output of this. We're definitely not running at max capacity, and we won't probably anytime soon until this farm is fully up and running. But we've got a decent amount of charcoal. So we can get this, I'll probably get the system set up to handle converting this into diamonds, so that way once we've got the wood farm fully up and running, we don't have an insane backlog of charcoal and nowhere to put it. One quick note I wanted to make about really this entire concept of converting charcoal to coal and coal to the blocks and then the blocks to the diamonds is, unfortunately, it is not my idea, as much as I would love for it to have been something unique. The first place I saw this was in Mr. Iscal's video. He did a dedicated video on his Funcraft server where he built a diamond farm, and I thought it would be a cool project to kind of replicate. The main difference between his farm and this one here is that he was using a wither skeleton powered farm, so he was farming wither skeletons with a couple of the different mod packs to get his coal, and then he was converting that into the diamonds. The reason I decided to do it this way is, one, I kind of wanted to do it on my own. I don't like to copy designs unless I have to, or they're really something special. And then the other thing is, I feel that we can be much faster with a farm like this, because we only need 73 blocks of wood and 73 charcoal blocks, or pieces of charcoal, I suppose, to get one diamond. We're going to get far fewer than that from a wither skeleton farm. Now, even though it will be coal, the process of converting the charcoal to coal is really simple. We've got the lava farm here to provide us with all the heat that we need for the combustion, so I don't think it'll be a big deal that we're running off of wood instead of straight coal. So I'm curious to see how this farm stacks up. But I did just kind of want to give credit where credit's due. I'll drop a link in the description of that video so you guys can check it out. That was a really fun episode for me to watch, so I'm sure you guys will enjoy it as well. So in the next clip here, I'm probably going to step away, basically build this exact same thing again to get the combustion and the crafting working for the diamonds, and then we will be officially done with the farm, and then it'll just come to making a couple tweaks here and there to boost our efficiency of the wood farm. Alrighty, you guys ready for the big reveal? Boom, we got diamonds. Heck yes, we've got 6 diamonds. It's not a lot, but still, it's very exciting because we made it basically out of thin air. Also, there's about 1,000 improvements that can be made. I'm probably going to be working on the majority of those offline. This is still full of charcoal. We've got regular item ducts here. We need the impulse item ducts, signalum servos. This is actually pretty efficient, but we need the impulse item ducts here. There's lots of improvements that can be made, not to mention the fact that we are only producing a fraction of the wood that we could be in theory. So that's going to be the main first improvement to make, because as soon as I upgrade these item ducts here, this guy will be empty in no time. But for now, we have a renewable source of diamonds. It's gonna just keep going forever. I mean, as long as we don't lose power here and creepers don't blow anything up, this will continue working forever. So it's pretty exciting that we've got this. I will probably eventually convert these into diamond blocks just to compress the storage a little bit more, although a storage drawer can receive some upgrades and have an insane amount of storage in one drawer, so that really isn't necessary. Anyway, so this rounds off this half of the episode. We're going to be working on another project in the second half, so I will meet you guys over in the other side of the base. Okay, so we are back in the center of the base, and behind me you will recognize the wall of base resources that we assembled a couple episodes ago now. And we're not going to be working directly with this, although towards the end of this episode we might kind of redirect the output of this farm, which has been going strong for quite some time now, so that's good. But what we're going to be working on primarily right now is this, can you call it a storage system? I don't really know if you can. Basically, this was an early attempt at a storage system when I was fooling around with the storage drawers mod, seeing how things worked. This is a drawer controller that I was using for that. And you can see here that I got caught out by that 12 block limit of the drawer controller. So this, I thought you could just have one controller and a massive block. That's not how it works. You can have one at the center, so I could go below this and above this, and that would expand it some. But really what I want to work on today is making a storage system that's actually usable, and probably removing some items from it. So these biome essence things, they are useful, but we can probably just have one crate dedicated to all the different types of these, because you can see there's just one per type of biome, and so we don't need a lot of these, just period. You don't really use a lot, and so I don't really see the purpose of taking up, what is this, like 15 different drawers for that. So I'm going to start by fooling around with some ways that I can, well, first off, I'm going to give us some more room because I'm sick of bumping into this wall. But second off, I'm going to figure out a good way that we can expand the amount of space we have here, and then also a way that we can access things more easily. So I'll come back to you guys once I've got kind of a plan, a little more space cleared out here. and then we will start assembling our resources and actually get into it. Okay, so we are back, and I've done a little bit of fiddling around in a creative testing world, and what I've found is that we can integrate this system with a better storage system. What we will need to do is every 12 blocks we'll need to remove these guys. I couldn't find an easy way to connect larger than a block of 12, but what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go 12 out in every direction. So I think what I can do is I can go up and down, left and right, and then I can actually go outward. So as long as we connected it something like this, we could have a whole nother wall of drawers here as long as they're connected here, and this drawer controller can see all of those. So I think that that might be a good way to do it. We'll kind of see what makes the most sense. But what I do know is that once we've done that, whatever that looks like, we're going to need something called an ME controller. And this is by no means a cheap block. It's kind of expensive to make because you need this engineering processor. But what it lets you do is it lets you get something called the, I believe it's ME interface, something like that. Yeah, this guy. Okay, so it's this guy. And what that lets you do is that lets you basically access all of your items from one location. So imagine it's this chest, you just open the chest, you'd be able to see all the items that are in all of the chests, and that would be pretty awesome, to be honest. That'd be exactly what I'm after. That system also allows you to do auto crafting, so it'll pull in items and craft things with them and then keep that in the storage system. It's incredibly powerful, so really I'm looking to upgrade all of this quite a bit. But the biggest challenge that's kind of standing in our way is these are all the drawers that I have. Which is not a lot in the grand scheme of things. So I think what I'm going to go do is I'm actually going to head over to the tree farm, and we're going to use that for something other than farming diamonds. I'm going to set up a couple of these simple crafters into, I think we're really only going to need chests and then standard oak logs, and we're basically going to make a drawer factory because we're going to need a ton of these things. And I will clip back to you guys when I'm done, and we will see how far we can get with placing these guys. So I'm over here at the wood farm, which is going strong, as we've seen. And real quick note, I did find out something pretty cool about these storage drawers that I hadn't known. You can make these keys for them. This key, the drawer key, just it locks the drawer, and what that basically means is if I lock this drawer, it means even if this has 0 wood in it, it can only accept wood again. So it can only accept whatever item is in it when you initially lock it, which is pretty useful. And then this quantify key, which actually shows the quantity down there, which is super useful. I knew there was a way to do that, I just wasn't aware that it was this key. So quick note on that. But anyway, so we've got this, I don't even call it a factory, but we've got this little factory going for the basic drawers, which is what we'll need. And I might throw a second crafter on here just to craft the wood planks a little bit faster. Just because we only need 1 chest, but we need 6 wood planks. So if I do that, and if I can get out from under here, just something like this, clear all that out, and just grab one of those bad boys, do that, and push that. And that should start getting some. Alright, perfect. So yeah, so we're collecting these much faster. That's great. So let me get rid of that piece of wood. And I'm going to go ahead and take these, and we're going to go over back to the main part of the base, and I'm going to start working on expanding out the storage area. I might have gone a little bit overboard. So I did a thing, and yeah, so what I did is we've got our drawer factory, and that's going strong. That seems to be working. Yeah, that's working well, and that's good. But then what I decided is, so I was looking at the drawers, and the drawers, although it sounds like a lot, only have 32 stacks. So really on their own, they're only a little bit larger than a chest because this is 27 stacks. So they're not that much larger than a chest, and I would like a ton of storage, particularly for items like cobblestone and sand and things that we're going to have a lot of. Even the other items, you know, the items that we use less of, it's never hurts to have more storage. So ideally what I would like are some of these guys, these storage upgrades. So you can make ones out of iron, and that gives you basically 4 times 32 like stacks in the drawer. You can do gold, you can do diamond, you can do all the way up to emerald. Emerald is 32, which is insane. I don't have a really renewable source of emeralds at the moment, though. I mean, there's a village that I can trade with, but it's kind of a pain at the moment. However, we do have a renewable source of diamonds. So I made this, and I don't know if this is a smart usage of the diamonds or not, but basically we're taking some of the drawers, converting them into these upgrade templates, converting those into these guys, so that we have a bunch of storage upgrades. And the intent is that basically every single one of the drawers in our system has ideally 7 of these, because each drawer can take 7, so whatever 7 times 16 times 32, that's how many stacks each one is going to have. So it's going to be insanely expensive, but fortunately, all of this, both the drawers and the upgrades, are coming entirely from the tree farm, because we're making the diamonds, the sticks, the wood, the chests, everything is coming from the tree farm. So that's pretty neat. Um, so this is going to take a long time of just sort of grinding here. So I think what I might do is just show you guys kind of what my plan is, and then probably finish things out for the episode so that we can kind of start fresh on this once I've left this to grind a little bit. So I'm going to head back over to the main part of the base. I'll show you guys what I have prepped and what I have planned. And then I think that that is probably going to be all the time that I've got for this episode. So I've taken a little time to start laying out what I want the storage system to be. So what I've got is I've got a bunch of these locked chests. These are all going to be locked. They're also all going to have 7 upgrades of those diamond upgrades in them, which is going to be an insane amount of resources, but I think it'll be awesome once it's done. Basically, the plan is right now we've got a 25, and right now it's by 12, but we're going to go down another 13. So we're going to have a 25 by 25 grid of these things. And the reason for that is we can go 12 blocks in any direction. So if this guy is at the exact center, then the sort of middle column that it's in doesn't really, well, it counts, but it's bordering it directly. So then we can go 12 in either direction from that. And then we're going to go another 24, because there's one here, in that direction. So we're going to have a 25 by 25 by 25 grid of storage minus just the item ducts to get to this guy, which will be in the center. It's going to be insane. We're going to need a heck of a lot more room than this. I may end up moving all of this to a little bit further, kind of that direction, so we've got some space. But anyway, that's where all the drawers that we are crafting over there are going. That's where all the upgrade templates are going. So I am going to just let this grind for some number of hours, maybe even try and boost up the efficiency on the wood farm a little bit, or maybe add some more crafters. And I think probably in the next episode or two, we'll kind of see how things pan out. I will actually start filling this in, might do the digging offline and whatnot. But I think that's really all I've got time for at the moment. So I appreciate you guys for watching. If you really like this episode, please leave a like. Feel free to leave a comment on how I can improve the videos. And as always, if you really liked it, leave a subscribe. I appreciate the support. But in any case, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and thanks for watching.